this is electric football.
Yeah!
That is Stuart Pace. I'm Steve Brown, and the Ravens are going to beat the Bengals. Stu, go. Go, Stu.
Oh,
Go,
that
Stu.
was your in-depth
Go, Stu.
analysis?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
The D.
Yeah,
It's all about the D.
the Ravens might be probably the best team that's not in the playoffs. Should probably be in the playoffs, and they'll probably give Cincinnati an ass kicking. Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens.
Texans at the Titans, and boy, was I wrong on the Titans. Sorry, Miami Rob B. I owe you one suicide pool, evidently.
I'm glad I went with the fan picks.
Now, there is no saying that Marcus Mariota, there was no knowing Marcus Mariota was going to get hurt,
No.
but they were getting their ass kicked before that, and they should not have been. If you're going against a 2-win team and you're setting up for the playoffs, you have to win that game. Quarterback got hurt. Matt Castle will be in. No offense, but as a Viking fan, I know what Matt Castle is capable of. So I'm picking the Texans and Savage Tom.
Well, feel better, Mariota. He's a guy I like to watch this year. There's nothing to be gained here for the Texans. The AFC's pretty much all thought out that wise, and they're giving Savage more reps. Basically, they're going to give Tom Savage more reps to get ready for the playoffs. Anyway, the Titans could likely win here if they just run the ball, and the Texans are like, yeah, whatever. These are the games. Oh, we got a caller.
Caller on line 1.
These are the games where teams start laying down in the second half. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. So I'm going to take the Titans because I fully expect the Texans at some point to just pull their guys.
Before I forget, rip Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace, Princess Leia. Here's one for you.
And George Michael. Not a fan, but
You got to have faith.
he was a very generous guy, and last Christmas he gave us his heart.
Oof. Oh, man. That was freaking painful.
You're welcome.
Anyway, Carolina at Tampa Bay. Another game tough to call. Both suffered, huge losses last week at home. I like Tampa.
Yeah, one team has absolutely nothing to play for, and there is the most convoluted breakdown in history in which I think the Giants and the Redskins actually have to tie.
If lightning strikes Kirk Cousins on his third play.
Yeah, and Saturday Night Live goes off the air, these are the things that are going to cause. So the Bucs are still going to play hard. I think the Bucs win.
Bucks have a little problem, though, going with Doug Martin. They sat his ass down. It's Jaquez Rogers.
Uh-huh.
I may not have just said that right. But clearly there's a little unrest in the Bucs locker room.
The hamster's a problem?
The muscle hamster is pissed at something, or they're pissed at him. I'm not really clear on it. If anyone knows what's going on there, please put in a comment. Browns at Steelers. And Browns fans, don't you get greedy. You got lucky. Stu called one. We were both trying all season to get it. He finally got it. Don't get greedy. Maybe if Pittsburgh rests everybody, but not likely. Pittsburgh should take this one. They fought, and by the way, great game. Pittsburgh Ravens fought to the end, stretching out for touchdowns. It was a beautiful thing. That's what football should be.
Absolutely.
So I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers too, unless they sit all their guys. I mean, there's no reason the Browns win this game, even probably with Mark Malone coming back. But nonetheless, Steelers, unless everybody sits.
Cowboys at Eagles, and here's one where you right after the Monday night. It's Tuesday afternoon. Actually, I was off from work. Stu got home a little early, so we started drinking. Tuesday afternoon drinking. Here's to you.
It's the holidays, man, or as we call it, every Tuesday.
You call it the holidays. I call this Tuesday drinking. Anyway, Cowboys at Eagles. Cowboys came out of a great game last night, whooped on Detroit. And they're yakking like, we're going to play. We ain't afraid to play. We know one's going to get hurt. We're going to play. If that's true, the Cowboys win this game. Eagles coming off a really strong win for themselves. And no matter what happened in the second half of the season, I think you have to be impressed by Carson Wentz. I'm hearing good things about leadership, about ownership of the huddle. It's his team. And if you look at the NFC East, you've got Eli, Wentz, Cousins, and help me, I'm missing one. Oh,
Dak.
What's that? Dak. Yes. So the Giants have to figure it out long term. But for next year, that division is just stacked with quarterbacks. So I'm taking Dallas in this one unless they rest everybody.
Yeah, unless they rest everybody. I mean, and from what I'm reading, they're not putting Romo in to so they can trade him next year. Obviously. Is this team one of the most fun to watch? I mean, there was nothing. Oh, they were. I know you hate them, but my God, Witten. You know.
Oh, I like Witten. I like that play.
And what I
It's a
love the
cute
most
play.
about this team is they're not relying on Des Bryant. I mean, he's almost and we should throw it to him once in a while because he's a great receiver.
Whoa, didn't he get 2 touchdowns and throw a touchdown last night? That's
Yeah,
kind of
but-
relying.
But it's not his show anymore.
Oh, it's not one play. It's not
Right.
Odell Beckham on the Giants. I
Yeah,
know what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was a hell of a pass. It was no Dontari Poe, but that was a hell of a pass.
Yeah, we should talk Poe in a minute.
Cowboys.
Bills at Jets, or the battle of the Rex Ryan teams, evidently.
Regsit is what I'm reading. Regsit.
Regsit, that's beautiful.
I saw it on somewhere.
Yeah, whoever
I did
whoever
not-
came up with Regsit, there you
Great
go.
idea.
So I'm taking the Bills on the fact that the Jets may show up, and I mean they may actually show up, but they just might not. They
In
might.
street clothes. Oh, we have a game?
Oh crap! I forgot about that. What is Todd Bowles texting me for Sunday at 1:00? I'm asleep over here.
I'm with Manning having a beer. Peyton.
Yeah, it's craziness the way that the Jets have just not bothered to play football this year. I'll take the Bills regardless of who's coaching them.
It's going to be 45 degrees and raining, and that's great because the rain will wash the tears away of every fan, Buffalo and or Jets, in the stadium. I'm taking the Bills because they're just a better team. Buffalo.
Bears at Vikings.
Bears.
And now that we've got nothing to win, we'll win and we'll drop down about 6 pick spots. We don't know when to lose, is what I'm saying. It's it may not be suck for luck.
We could have the third pick, but let's win and get the 8th.
Yeah, we'll drop about 6 or 7 picks with a win over the Bears. Barkley throwing too many interceptions. Vikings defense tough. And if you had told me at the beginning of the year that Adam Thielen was going to be our
I
number
know.
1 wide receiver, I would have smacked you. But there you go. So maybe we got something going into 2017 because we didn't get anything out of 2016.
It's true.
5-0 to 5-0.
Bears.
Jags at Colts. Boy, this one's tough to pick, but what an extra kick in the nuts for Gus Bradley. Oh, holy crap. Not only do you play great, but Blake Bortles is catching touchdowns after I leave.
Ugh.
Like, how bad does that hurt to get fired and then next week watch your team fire up and beat a good team? It's got to be terrible. I'm taking the Colts just based on talent and the fact that the Jags are traveling. I'm taking the Colts.
I'd take the Jags if they were home. No question. It's a game that needs no further analysis. Colts.
Pats at Dolphins, too.
Look at us in the playoffs, baby! My new Jarvis jersey. Yeah, baby. It's the creamsicle, and you love it.
I hate the cream.
Oh, it's
I like the old school.
it's beautiful.
1970s.
Love it. Anyway, I'm glad we're in the playoffs already because this is a game that we'll probably lose. But I've been saying that all year, and gosh darn it, this team just wills its way to wins. I don't understand it at all. It's a new culture. This Gase guy just has them playing hard, playing on every snap. You know, granted, a couple missed field goals is the reason we won because Buffalo's kicker, former Dolphin Dan Carpenter, couldn't get it to the uprights, but we won. Dolphins as a homer pick.
I got to tell you, start of the season, you said to me Dolphins or Vikings in the playoffs, or 1 week before the season started, before Teddy went down, it would have been a no-brainer. It was the Vikes.
Yep.
But your season, not
Crazy.
the Pats are traveling, but they're coming off of a bye week against the Jets.
That's true.
So you have to once again, I know I keep saying this, but he's throwing the ball to Julian Edelman.
My accountant.
He's throwing the ball to Martellus Bennett. He's throwing the ball to Chris Hogan. Deion Lewis is their running game. I mean, well,
It's actually LeGarrette Blount.
yeah,
Who
LeGarrette
has
Blount.
the most touchdowns by any running back in the
Right.
league this year.
But Brady will then take him out of the game plan and put in Lewis because Belichick is a freaking genius.
He's a genius.
So I like the Pats in this one.
They haven't won in Miami since 2012, so I'm taking Miami.
That's it's. I'm going just based on watching one team destroy another team.
By the
last
way,
week.
here's the NFC scenarios for the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Chiefs at. Let's see if I can make this one.
Chock full of info.
Chiefs at Chargers. Go, Stu.
All right. Well, you know what?
Ah.
The Chiefs are hitting so freaking hard. It's really unbelievable. They're scoring a lot. they're becoming explosive. They got the trick plays now with Dontara Poe, or I can't say his name.
Classy or not classy?
I loved every second of it. You know why?
Hungry Pig, right?
You know what? This is a team that hasn't been very good for a long time. They're having a little fun in what seemed like a pretty easy win against a hated rival. I thought it was like, this is for years of going to get Peyton Manning and beating us with that. Unless the Chiefs sit everybody, I'm taking the Chiefs, man. I love what they're doing. They are peaking at the right time and can be very dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's impossible to take a team that lost to the Browns and go, yeah, they're going to beat a playoff team this week. So I am also taking the Chiefs. I don't know about that. The Denver players seem to be fairly gracious about it. The defensive players were saying, like, oh, there was still a game. It wasn't still a game. That's rubbing it in a little bit. And if I'm Von Miller, I take a shot at Smith next time I get a chance.
Oh, it won't be in 2016.
I certainly don't. Yes, good point. But
Sure.
I have a long memory, folks. I got kids from grade school I want to get a shot at. So if
Damn you, Bobby Bonham.
whoever that was, if I
It was our town bully.
our town bully was Butch O'Grady. Hope you're dead, Butch.
Bobby is.
Butch O'Grady was a great bully name, but it's not as good as Buzzy Skelzo. That was my brother-in-law's town bully.
Oh, really? Buzzy
Skelzo. That's a bully.
Is that the guy from Christmas Story?
That's a bully name. Let me tell
Come
you.
here, Buzzy Skelzo says, come here.
So feel free to put in your town's bully name
It's Town Bully episode.
in the comments down below. Did I tell you I'm taking the Chiefs?
Oh,
Cardinals at Rams. Guff, cuff, cuff, guff. There's a sound that Rams fans may hate for the rest of their life. In a draft that has brought about some pretty good young quarterbacks so far, Prescott and Wentz among them. Well, they didn't get screwed. They may have screwed themselves with their scouting. It's hard to say, but he is not looking impressive at all. Not surrounded by talent. Gotta like what the Cardinals can do in this game, taking them.
Yeah, Cardinals are the better team on paper. David Johnson's having a career year. Exciting guy to watch. I'm taking the Cardinals.
Raiders at Denver, and Matt McGloin to the rescue. How snakebit? Yeah, Gerald McBoing, in case you missed the reference. How snakebit are some quarterbacks right now? Mariota and Carr going down.
Tannehill.
Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, how many quarterbacks are left standing when you're going like
Just Brady.
It's Castle versus Savage and McGloin versus whoever
the hell.
Simeon, whoever they break out for Denver. I like the Raiders to actually win this game because I think Denver pretty much packed it in last week. I know it's at Denver. I know, if I remember right, McGloin didn't play too poorly in his previous stint. So I'm going to take the Raiders on the we've got something to play for, they don't theory.
Yeah, unless the Broncos lay down and die, I can't see Oakland's offense. I don't think they're going to try too hard.
Oh, and Crabtree might be hurt too, right?
Oh, that I don't know.
I think Crabtree might be hurt. Is Crabtree hurt? Thank you.
All right. But it's still a divisional game, and they just got spanked by Kansas City. They will want redemption going out for the rest of the year. I don't know. Well, the Raiders will know by 4:30 whether they're playing for the number one seed because the Patriots will have played the Dolphins.
Good point.
If they're playing for the number one seed, yeah, Oakland. But if they're not, Denver. But I'll give you Denver. I had Denver picked to begin with before that nugget of information.
I would also love, after this season, I'm pretty sure Stu has done a much better job picking than I have this year, but I'd love to see people's opinions on who's done a better job picking this year.
Oh, I don't watch the damn show.
Giants at Redskins. And I got to tell you, the Giants are they have the best record for the crappiest team, and I know everyone's excited about their defense, and I think Washington is going to light them up. I think Washington is going to expose the weaknesses in that team. I know Collins has become a much better player. I know they have some pass rush. Blah 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 blah. The Giants are not a good team. Eli is prone to turnovers. They don't have a run game, and I don't think their defense is going to be able to hold up against a very potent Washington attack. I'm taking Washington.
Yeah, I'm taking the Redskins too here. They have something to play for. Not sure if at 4:30 they'll know that they're playing for anything. I don't know the scenarios for them. I think the world has to lose. I'm not. Oh no. I think the Redskins win and they're in. I believe that's the case because the Lions lost the other night. But anyway, they're fighting for something. The Giants might just say, let's not get anybody hurt because we're already the number 5 seed. Let's take it off. Pull Manning, pull everybody. I certainly wouldn't leave Odell Beckham in this game. I'm taking the Redskins.
There you go. Seattle at San Francisco. And
This is hard to pick now.
you think why?
Because Seattle is so freaking inconsistent. They're like a bipolar team. How do you pick this team this year?
You pick them over San Francisco easily because San Francisco barely got by the Rams. Seattle does need to get Rawls healthy. They lost Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, yeah.
But help me
Broken
out.
leg?
There's one other guy. Oh, Cam Chancellor, I think, was out for a while with an injury. So they might want to look to keep people healthy for the playoffs. But they are a much more talented team than
But
San
they can
Francisco.
still get the second seed, so they might be playing hard.
Yeah, I see Seattle winning this one fairly easily. You seem to be feeling a little more.
No, I think they'll win. But the problem is, they should have won last week, and they didn't. And this is one of those games where you just go, what the hell just happened? How did Seattle lose that game? Because they're just too inconsistent. Yes, they're home. Wow. The 12th man. 12th man is becoming extinct, in my opinion, because they're not that good a team anymore, in my opinion. But I'm taking them.
Yeah, they're not the dominant Seattle team of 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
ago. But they're also probably the biggest impediment to Dallas in the NFC.
I don't think so. They have no running game.
No, I hear you. I'm not saying. Well, we'll talk playoffs soon on Electric Football.
We gave you the piece of paper minutes ago.
So what do we got? We got Saints at Falcons, and I have become a true believer in the Falcons at this point because they are no longer in basketball, these great teams that rely on the three always flame out in the playoffs, and that's how the Falcons were. They relied on the passing game, Julio Jones and all that, and now they don't need to. Now they have a running game to complement it.
They have 2 guys that are great.
It's not all on Matt Ryan anymore. Much more balanced team, and I'm impressed by them. I'm very impressed by them. I think they're the team I would not want to go against in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'm taking them here to just keep the roll going.
And this is a good game for them because New Orleans isn't going to lay down. It's a divisional game. It's Drew Brees. They're going to have to defend a lot. And I think it's good rehearsal for them as they go into the playoffs to maybe see where they should know where they're lacking in week 17. But nonetheless, Brees could expose some weaknesses that they can correct. I'm taking Atlanta, but I think it's going to be probably the most exciting game of the weekend.
That's a good point. Well, it's certainly going to be. It should be a high-scoring game, and that is a great point because Atlanta's question marks are on the defensive side. Drew Brees, whither Drew Brees? I mean, will he be back again next year?
Don't know.
It would be a shame if this was the end of his career. We love that little Drew Brees. Anyway, you got to give the schedule makers some credit here too because they got the Saints at the Falcons, which is a good game.
Mm-hmm.
They got Miami at New England, which is a good game. And they got Green Bay at Detroit, which is an awesome game.
It's for all the marbles, and we're ending the season on it.
Yeah, so as much as we may rip them on when they don't set up our teams perfectly, God bless them. This is a good game. And I'm taking Aaron Rodgers at his word. He said relax, and they relaxed and won. He said we're going to run the damn table, and I think they're going to.
I do too.
Part of it is Caldwell does not impress me as a coach. Like Monday, we had not a lot of passion there.
We up?
And Monday night they were running the ball fairly well with Zach Zenner, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared.
They stopped running the ball.
And they got doubled. I mean, 21-21, standing there punch for punch with Dallas, and then the next thing
Yeah. Oof. I went to bed at the end of the third.
And there are
It's
moments where they miss. That's okay. I fell asleep before the game started and watched it on this morning, actually.
Well, let's compare notes.
Because I wake up at 4 in the morning because I'm old, and old people do weird things, and we grow stranger hairs. So I like Green Bay. I watched them kick the snot out of the Vikings. I watched Clay Matthews playing with a broken shoulder, knocking down passes and sacking my quarterback. If Devontae Adams had some hands on him, if his arms didn't end here, he would be a very impressive player. Jordy Nelson, oh, I guess Terrence Newman and stuff was like, I can cover that guy. No,
Yeah,
no, you can't, because he owned your ass. So I like the Pack in this one. Detroit has done it with smoke and mirrors. They're kind of like the Giants to me. I don't know how they've got this good of a record, but I expect Green Bay to take the division.
Well, Stafford's been outstanding for a guy that I've not had a lot of love for over the years. He had a really good season. I think it ends tomorrow. What is it? Tuesday? Next Monday. But just the Packers have, again, kind of like the Chiefs. They're peaking at the right time. They look comfortable. Rodgers. Neither team has a defense, mind you. The Packers.
And neither team has a great run game.
Yeah, and I think the Packers don't go far in the playoffs, but I think they win this game and at least get a playoff game out of this thing. I think it's an easy win for them because I think by that point, Rodgers is just going to take over this game, and unless Detroit has a miracle, I don't see him winning.
Oh.
I am taking the Green Bay Packers.
But on the run game thing, credit to Mike McCarthy because sticking in a wide receiver and making it work, that's good coaching. I mean, I'm serious. I honestly, part of the pick here is I think coaching goes to Green Bay.
He saved his season.
So that's week 17 of Electric Football.
Happy New Year.
We'd like to thank all of you for watching this year, for subscribing. We'd love some comments. And Stu and I have been at this for a very long time. We go back to the cable access days. We go back a ways. So we hope, with the help of Half Moon Picks, who is a generous genius, and you should watch his show, and you should send him money via PayPal.
Sorry about the Green Bay pick, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll pick Detroit for him. But he has digitally remastered our first ever show, so we hope to post that right after we get this one up.
Yes, if you do see this, look on our little Electric Football show for our first ever show.
We'd like to share that with you. Anyway, Steve Brown, it's been a fun season.
Stu Pace, happy birthday, happy New Year, bye-bye.